So we've got a scene here that we're going to experience in VR in 1 second, and to demonstrate a few things at once. A projected texture, which is here under lights, projected texture, and it's our fuchsia and black butterfly logo that's defaulted in there. And if you want to change it, what you'll do is under the projection is the name of the light. Under that light, under spot, expand spot, there's a thing called projected texture. And this is something that just lives in the library, but if you you can either go new, import texture from file and bring in a thing, or an input 2D texture. This is all of your inputs as spout or NDI coming in to the system. And or you can drag in a texture from, say, the input texture that I have now coming in over from VLC via NDI that's streaming a YouTube video. I could drag that on there and make it stream this YouTube video, which is running right now. But I'm going to actually undo that step, and because I've got that already set up for you over here. It's like a cooking show. I've already put that together. So there's another projector over here running that. And what I was going to do is just kind of go into VR and kind of grab a hold of these different projectors and kind of fly them around. And this is up against just a box, and then this thing I drew in TiltBrush, like sketched it like super quick. I was in for like 2 minutes and made just this like sun or something, and just wanted to see the way that projectors kind of react with these meshes at different scales, and they look pretty nice and kind of interesting. And there's a lot of territory to explore there with all the TiltBrush textures, and we are in the horizon that is horizon night full moon, and that gets us this kind of night background. And heck, let's just do a little Bob Ross moment and paint some happy mountains in the distance. Give ourselves a little context here, a little landscape. Cool. So I'm in VR mode, so VR is ready to roll. So I reach for my headset here, and I go into VR. I should be get the controllers ready, and I should be able to. Yes. One last thing. My these boxes. So these are like the this is like the grabbable kind of station kind of handle, or you could think of it as a grip for the projector, and it is grabbable. It's got the interaction grabbable fixed on it, but the rigid body is movable, so those things instantly fell to the ground, which is actually kind of cool. I'll leave the YouTube video movable. You can see what it's like to kind of toss a video around. Let's see here, box. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to make the rigid body not movable, which means that it will be movable when I interact with it. When I grab it, it temporarily becomes movable, and then it becomes unmovable as soon as I let go. So it'll say fixed in space, and I call that kind of the magic staircase. All right, so you see the one of these just tipped to the ground. Over there, you'll see the I've got. Let's see if I can find this one. Where's that projector? Oh, it's right here. It's not bright. Strange. I'm gonna need to redo that. What happens to it? I can see it. So there we go. I am got this projector here. It's pretty actually like, oh yeah. So there's our tutorial on the slingshot ball. There you go. There you go. Simmetri video inside Simmetri. And then you can kind of take a, it's not that bright, but could bring it in closer. Kind of take this. Kind of like, you're just sort of experimenting with it. And then, of course, you could fling it out there. I don't know if that could have it bounce along. Okay, so that's what it's like to throw a YouTube video. And we can kind of fly this projector around. Pretty cool. It'd be fun to kind of have video that interplays with one another. I can imagine that, like, if you had a whole, series of cuts of videos or different angles or something, kind of shaping those in different ways. It starts to look kind of cool. The sort of threaded paint bristle, kind of alpha layer here. This like kind of threading through here. Anyway, very cool. A lot, definitely evokes a lot of ideas for different experiences, different ways you could set up. You could set up cool visuals. I think that's gonna be interesting. It's already like a silhouette, sort of like a shadow. Make it quite a bit brighter. Definitely kind of imagine like maybe a puppet show, like a shadow puppet show. I don't know. It definitely gives me a lot of different ideas. Maybe look like projecting from the backside. It'd be kind of cool too if like your image project, you worked kind of the projection mapping in a way that kind of was like part of a puzzle or something, and it like when it lined up, you'd end up with like it could unlock something or expose something. Or, it's kind of cool. You could picture hundreds of these projectors in the space that you could kind of like basically be painting with light. And maybe not even having like a texture, that maybe just having like almost like a grid of particles or something. Interesting. Cool. My fly is set to default. I didn't put any high speed on the fly, so it would take me a while to come over here and retrieve the tutorial YouTube video. Meanwhile, I can like look back at from whence I came, and check out the mountains. Yeah, you appreciate putting just a little bit of mountain into your shows. You kind of notice that that TiltBrush did it too, and Blocks did it. I mean, basically same people. But they did that where they put a little bit of terrain in the mix, or a little bit of mountains in the background. It offers at least a nice kind of see me moving against that. It offers a really good parallax and kind of really grounds you in the foreground. All right. I'm not sure this second video has much to offer, especially since it's not fixed in air. But there you go. That's just a quick little study on projecting onto a TiltBrush mesh, projecting from YouTube, projecting onto a wall, projecting with a handheld projector that you can fly around with just a static texture. That's just a static texture. Imagine if we had a really nice something out of After Effects or some other kind of nice like animation. Cool.